Aha! Yes, Sugru is removable. Just cut away the bulk with a scalpel or a sharp knife. Then scrape away the remaining residue with your fingernail. Finally, use a dry piece of toilet paper to wipe it clean. If the surface is smooth, you should be able to remove it without leaving any marks. You could use a toothbrush if it's being stubborn. If you're working with rough or porous materials, you may struggle to remove the Sugru. Aha! Yes, Sugru is removable. Just cut away the bulk with a scalpel or a sharp knife. Then scrape away the remaining residue with your fingernail. Finally, use a dry piece of toilet paper to wipe it clean. If the surface is smooth, you should be able to remove it without leaving any marks. You could use a toothbrush if it's being stubborn. If you're working with rough or porous materials, you may struggle to remove the Sugru.
We've found a nifty little product that helps you do lots of cool stuff, from fixing everyday annoyances to imagining clever ways to improve your home. And they're into home hacks, just like Houdini. This is a new Sugru kit that lets you create clever hacks around your home and includes everything you need to get started right away. Sugru is a moldable glue that bonds to most materials and turns into a tough, flexible rubber overnight. We'll show you 9 ways to hack your home with the Sugru kit. Following a recipe from your iPad is all well and good until your device gets covered in tomato sauce. Use Sugru to create a custom iPad holder and keep everything clean. Well, we can't speak for the counters. Place your iPad against the wall and use a pencil to mark where your 3 hooks will go. Break a single pack of Sugru into 3 equal pieces and roll them into balls. Then, press each ball firmly onto the tile over your pencil marks. Mold and shape the Sugru into a long pyramid shape. Gently bend the end into a hook shape and repeat for the other 2 hooks. Since Sugru is slow to set, you'll have plenty of time to mold it just right. Leave them to set for 24 hours, and voila! Once it's set, you can easily slide your iPad in and out from the side, or rest it on the bottom 2 hooks and flex the top one to lock it in place. Phone and computer chargers take a ton of abuse. You can fix broken cords or simply reinforce them with this classic Sugru hack. Roll half of a single-use pack of Sugru in your hands and press it into a flat pancake shape, about twice as long as it is wide. Wrap Sugru around the cable and press firmly against the plastic connector. Smooth it out and let it set for 24 hours. Sometimes the little rubber feet on computers and appliances fall off. Don't deal with the wobble. Even things out with a bit of Sugru. Roll half of a single-use pack of Sugru in your hands and divide it into equal pieces. Press the Sugru firmly onto the computer to get a good bond, then shape it to match the existing feet. And smooth it out. Make the feet level by gently pressing them onto a flat surface. Turn your computer over to set. In 24 hours, the Sugru will have turned into a durable, grippy rubber. Detangle your desks, TVs, and nightstands with this Sugru fix. Use half of a single-use pack for each cable grip. Start by rolling the Sugru into a ball and pressing it firmly onto the surface. Gently mold Sugru into a hemispherical shape. This might take a minute to get right, so take your time and smooth it out when you're done. Take a toothpick and, holding both ends, press it down into the Sugru until it's close to the back surface. Gently twist or roll the toothpick from side to side, forming a space that's the right size for your cable. Press the 2 halves of your cable grip close together, but not touching, and leave it to set for 24 hours. Bet you didn't know you could use Lego blocks to store cables! Divide Sugru into 2 halves and roll them into balls. Press one firmly into the back of a Lego plate and shape it into a pyramid. Then press the plate firmly against your surface so it pushes out the sides. Take the other piece of Sugru and press it to the other Lego plate, mold it into a pyramid, and press firmly onto your cable. After 24 hours, you'll be able to attach the Legos to hold your cables in place. No more fishing your keys out of the couch cushions. With Sugru and a few magnets, your keys will have a new home under your shelf. A magnet needs about half a single-use pack of Sugru or less. Roll Sugru into a ball and pinch off a small piece and smudge it into the wood where you want to bond the magnet. This helps the Sugru to bond to dry, porous materials like wood. Press the ball of Sugru onto the back of the magnet and mold it into a pyramid shape. Then press the magnet firmly onto the smudged Sugru so that it squishes out at the sides. Smooth it out and leave it to set for 24 hours. Throw your keys at the magnet and watch them snap to it. This practical and quirky idea lets kids hang up their own towels by getting on their level. Put a hook at the right height for them with this simple hack. Sugru bonds to most materials, so you can use almost anything for this project. We're using a rubber ducky. Roll one single pack of Sugru into 3 balls and press them firmly onto your object. Then mold them into pyramid shapes with your fingers. Press firmly onto the door so that the Sugru pushes out the sides and smooth it out. Use masking tape to hold your new hook in place while the Sugru sets for 24 hours. Your kids will be hooked on this cool hack. Next time a zip pull snaps off a jacket or suitcase, don't let everything fall apart. Keep it together with a paper clip. Pop the clip onto the base of your zip pull and roll half a single-use pack of Sugru into a ball. Press the Sugru into a flat disc and wrap it around the paper clip to make a rubber grip that's machine washable. Take time to mold it into the shape you want. They say if it ain't broken, don't fix it, but why not improve it? This technique can also be used to make your bag stand out when you're traveling. Gently smooth out the surface or texturize it if you're feeling ambitious. Let it set for 24 hours and you're good to go. If your shoes are coming apart at the soles, that doesn't mean you have to throw them away. Save your soles with this simple trick. Sugru bonds to leather and fabric and sets as a strong, flexible, and waterproof rubber. Roll your pack of Sugru into a ball, pinch off a tiny bit, and smudge some in between the flaps of your soles. If the desired area needs to stay flexible, just apply a thin layer of Sugru. Repeat as necessary and then squeeze the ends together. After 24 hours, your shoes will be as good as new. We've got a clever new way to store your shoes, perfect for the garage, mudroom, or inside of your wardrobe. For this hack, you only need one single-use pack of Sugru for 2 tennis balls. Divide the pack in 2 and roll each half into a ball. Pinch off a piece and smudge it onto the door. Next, pinch off another piece and smudge it onto the tennis ball. Take the rest and press it onto the Sugru that's already on the tennis ball and mold it into a pyramid. Press the pyramid onto the Sugru that's already smudged onto the door so that it pushes out the sides. Sugru bonds really well to itself. Use a piece of masking tape to hold the ball in place while it sets for 24 hours.
You may have never heard of Sugru, but as a DIY guy, I've been using this stuff for a long time. And the folks at Sugru have been following my channel, so they're sponsoring this video and sent me some to make 5 Sugru life hacks. Let's get it going. Sugru is a moldable glue. It kind of feels like Play-Doh, and it's very easy to mold with your hands. It sticks to just about anything, and overnight it turns into a flexible rubber. Number 1. Now, if you're anything like me, you've had these phone or tablet cables where the plastic will separate, leaving exposed wires. Sometimes they don't even make good connections. Well, I had this problem with my older iPad cable. I'll be using the Snow White Sugru for this hack. The first step is to roll the Sugru into a ball. Then I'll apply it to the affected area and mold it into shape. The more time you spend working with Sugru, the better your final product is going to be. And you can use this life hack on any low voltage cable under 24 volts. Now all we have to do is let it sit overnight. My iPad cable is as good as new and works great thanks to the strong and flexible Sugru rubber. Number 2. Among my video game arsenal, I have an original PS3, and because I've used this so much over the years, the joystick covers crack, and on this one left side, the cover cracked and fell completely off. So, of course, for this, I'll be using the pitch black Sugru. I'll carefully apply it to the top of that joystick and mold it in place, trying to make it as good as the original. I used a plastic ruler to kind of flatten out the top, and when I was done, I thought it looked pretty good. Now again, we'll let it sit overnight, and when we're done, our new controller joystick is happy again. I even added a couple of extensions to the bottom buttons to give me a better grip. Number 3. I've got to admit, our refrigerator is a little cluttered, probably more than it ought to be. I even have a refund check for 1 cent that I've yet to cash. I guess I just haven't been in a bind. And of course a shopping list and plenty of photos. I thought it would be nice to just be able to mount the iPad on the refrigerator and get rid of all that clutter. Well, it's time for a spring cleaning. You could just use a single packet of Sugru for this project, but I decided to use 3 different colors just for fun. I'll add 1 piece at the top and mold it in the shape like this, and add 2 more at the bottom. The next day, my iPad fit perfectly inside these Sugru mounts. Now I could have used this same technique to hang my iPad on ceramic tiles or inside my cupboard, but I liked it on the refrigerator door. And boy, is it secure. Now we can look at all of our favorite photos, load our recipes, and even check into our favorite website. Number 4. There are screwdrivers in just about every shape and size, but it never fails that I need a tiny screwdriver with a small handle to fit in a tight spot. I've got these small screwdriver heads for my drill, so I decided to make some mini screwdrivers using Sugru. I took a small piece of the red Sugru and started molding it around one of the screwdriver bits. I rolled it on my table to get it uniform and smooth. Then I used the head of a closed ballpoint pen and put some marks in it to give it a texture. After waiting 24 hours, the Sugru had hardened and gave me a nice handle on this mini screwdriver. This will be perfect for those tight spots. Number 5. In our house, we have a bunch of keys. You probably do too. And I need an easy solution to keep them organized. By using magnets with Sugru, the ideas are unlimited. Woody brown will be my color of choice for this life hack. I rolled up the Sugru into a nice ball and then squished it into the magnet, forming kind of a pyramid shape. Then I pressed it into the underside of my shelf and smoothed out the shape. I added 3 more and waited overnight. Now I've made room on my shelf, my keys are organized and ready to grab and go. So there's 5 Sugru life hacks. There's so many things you can fix and make with Sugru. So pick up a pack. Sugru says it can turn anyone into a domestic